PLDT High Speed Hitters. They will start off with Reyes, Baron, D, Alcantara, Prado, Bedonia, and Arado, Toring, Cruz, Veray, Romero, Tubu, De La Cruz, and Jack Dionela to start with the libero duties in today's match.
Well, it has been mentioned in the previous games and actually in the pre-game, the format of this tournament. Let's just reiterate it short and sweet. You know, a crossover against the third and the sixth of the opposing bracket, the fourth and the fifth. So if you're one of these teams, you want to make it to the top two.
That's right. And let's not forget, Noreen, what's in store here if you make the top four of the tournament is an...
Well, both lineups actually pretty intact, you know, even though we did mention some key losses for both these squads. You can see the starting units pretty intact.
Yeah, pretty nice to see Kiana D also back in action for PLDT as Caitlin Veray will send this over to the other side, but Arado was there. Bedonia. And that is good.
There's a ball touch called on the
for PLDT.
Yeah, they call it a block touch there. PLDT strong start, racing through to a three-point.
And we will see how she plays together with one of their newest additions in Alohi Robinsardi.
Well, I feel they have the same position, so I think it's more of the team, you know, the team chemistry that we're going to see.
But let's see how they produce or perform here as there's another, there's a service ace given up by PLDT. Veray at the service line with the help of the net. Baron with the up. Prado from the back row. Janela to De La Cruz. That is good for Farm Fresh.
Gets a ball touch.
Luis Romero having Alohi on the bench, but let's not forget, PLDT has CAF.
Also, yeah.
To guide the very young setter Nange Alcantara for the high-speed hitters.
Start for PLDT, but here come the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Turing now with the serve. Prado. Alcantara sets it up to Bedonia, and that is good for PLDT.
Yeah, that's just smart, you know, using her power.
She can also block at the net.
Yeah.
Majoy, the short run. Tubu was there. Louis goes to Jelena, who pushes it to the other side. Little collision there for Farm Fresh as Alcantara goes to Majoy and finds a hole in the defense of Farm Fresh.
That's just smart hitting because nobody home for Farm Fresh there. That's going to be, you know, the easiest point probably.
Good reception by Veray. Romero goes to De La Cruz, challenging the defense. Alcantara to Mika, trying to keep the middles active for PLDT. A lot of block touches, but unfortunately, miscommunication there for Farm Fresh.
11-6.
Yeah, they got to correct that because they were caught watching that reel, that previous play. It's like it was a movie. They forgot to react.
Bring our attention to is the service of Farm Fresh. Now, prior to the game, Noreen, we saw them serving really hard during the time, during the warm-ups.
Blockers, Jovi Prado, we know, known for offense, floor defense, but
Alcantara serving. Good reception by Bertolano. Tubu from the pipe, checked and stuffed by Reyes.
Good read. That is one of Mika Reyes' strength. Blocking.
Point lead now for PLDT.
Good serve.
Romero goes to Veray. Mika Reyes again from the middle.
Back quick, Reyes.
Well, Coach Ral has to be happy. We heard Sam's report earlier that they're going to go to the middle.
Now let's take a look at the replay of the spike of the set, brought to you by Dunkin. Serving for Farm Fresh. Prado down the line. Tubu was there. Romero unable to connect with Toring in that sequence. Ball is still alive. Caitlin Veray checked at the net. Another try, cross court, but Arado read that one perfectly. Prado with a push.
Oh, good reach.
That goes straight to the hands of Mika Reyes. This will be a free ball for PLDT.
Long rally alert. Still alive.
Louis to Toring.
Oh!
Good up by Arado. 1-2 play, and finally Romero ends the rally in favor of Farm Fresh.
That's just smart by Luis Romero. It was the longest rally thus far. And oh, wow. Oh, wow.
If Veray can do it, Bedonia can as well as she gets that point back. So far, been their ceiling in terms of keeping close with PLDT. Alcantara. This will be a free ball for Farm Fresh. Oh, mishandled. Angge, back set to Majoy. And that short run
corner
goes
pocket.
in for PLDT.
19
Yeah, I'm
to
sure
14.
the middles are really prepared. You know, we heard the game plan.
6-point lead now for PLDT as De La Cruz. Tubu, cross court, checked at the net. Romero goes to Julina. And that
De La Cruz
is a kill
turned
block
back
for
by
PLDT.
Yeah,
Alcantara.
PLDT, the reason why they
21
have
to
this
14.
7-point advantage, a lot also to do with their defense. Their
Leads all scorers with 4 so far in the match. Serving for PLDT. Louis goes to Cruz. Alcantara, Prado down the line and good.
Prado down the line.
all systems.
They hold a comfortable 8-point lead.
Well, they're happy. I mean, the fans of PLDT that Kim Fajardo is healthy and is playing in this
Tubu.
first game.
Tubu nails
What
it
a
in.
cross-court kill there by Trisha Tubu to the delight of the crowd in San Juan City.
Louis
Replacing
Hardy,
Romero,
designated
take
game
over the
captain
setting
for
duties for the Foxies.
Trisha Tubu.
It is interesting to see how she will play with the team. Not very long, we heard.
First set goes to De La Cruz.
De La Cruz
First set
wipes it
gets a
off
kill
block.
point right away for Farm Fresh.
16 to 22.
You know, we don't often get to see all setters in our country, and it's such a joy to see set.
Tubu with a good serve. Fajardo to Boron.
Oh,
We've seen
right
that
in the hole.
countless times,
22.
dating back to their
16,
days in the university.
23.
2 points away from taking set number 1. Short serve to Jack. Robbins goes back to Julina.
The hit
And I
out,
think
De
they've
La
been
Cruz.
working on their connection.
17
Narine,
to
2 straight
23.
points there from Julina De La Cruz.
And, you know, it's good to see. Like Sean is in at the same time with Fajardo. Then you see Robin Sardi. I mean, a lot of players are going to get playing time.
Prado cross court off the hands of Cruz, and that is good
Through the block.
for PLDT. That puts them at set point.
PLDT
Yeah.
now at set.
Bit of comic relief on the side of PLDT. Oh!
That ends the set. for
But that
PLDT.
service error
25-18.
ends those chances and starts stronger here in the match.
Louis Romero with the first serve.
Romero with the serve. Reyes sends it to the other side. Viray with another push. Prado tries again to challenge the blockers.
Good cover.
Tubu cross court. Good defense, another long rally here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Jelena with a good save, leading up to that Viray attack. D. De La Cruz with a good defensive stop. Tubu with a push. Let's see if this one is
Turned
not
back by
enough.
Prado.
The room is not enough there for Farm Fresh. PLDT takes the first point.
It's about reading your opponents. That's a perfect timing from Joey Prado.
That's right. And PLDT known to have great net defense here. Mika Reyes, Majoy Baroan, Del. Now we have Prado establishing her presence at the net as Bedonia joins the block
On cue.
party for PLDT.
Right,
Nice one,
turn
Miguel.
back.
On cue.
2
Great
for
net
PLDT.
defense. But what about that? I mean, it's defense.
So it was Mika Reyes who was credited for that block. Romero with a set to Tubu. Good push. Arado quick again to the ball as Bedonia
Over the
ends
block.
the rally.
Bedonia.
Over that
For
cross-court kill.
PLDT.
Her setting style. Now, Louis also said that their new head coach is very detailed, even sending each of them videos on how to improve. But now with new players in the mix, like Alohi Robbins Hardy, Louis said she's very relieved at may kapalitan na siya sa loob ng court for setting duties, as we saw. At
Good response, yeah, from the timeout. Much needed.
And you see that everyone's eyes are on coach. So they really trust his instructions as Jolina is checked at the net. Joust at the net. Ball is still alive. Quicker feet there by the Farm Fresh Foxies. Bedonia finds a way to
Bedonia
score
finds
over
the
Tubu and
spot.
Turing.
6. Serving
Farm
one.
Fresh needs to try to establish their blocking. You know, you have out there in the ring, you have
Serving for the Foxes.
Let's see if she can provide that spark needed by Farm Fresh.
That's a great serve.
Good sharp serve there as Bedonia rolls it over.
Off-speed shot. Bedonia.
Finds a hole in the Farm Fresh
7-2.
defense.
Just playing it smart. Look at that. You know, that's when, if you really are able to read your opponent's defense, of course, Eliza Bertolano is the other one. Good serve.
Doing it right there. 1-2 play. Good read from Micah. Turing pushes it to the other side. Angge to Prado, who's been unstoppable for PLDT.
Prado.
That's how you counter. You know,
Serving five.
Prado saw that it was Turing in front of her. She made a really quick follow through.
Take a look at the spike of the set. Good way of, letting the players play and, not breaking any momentum. So as we see here, Louis Romero going to Tubu, who's checked at the net again.
Well read by Reyes.
By Mika Reyes.
How many times have we
Serving
seen
six.
this duo at the net, Kiana D and Mika Reyes, and look at that, always have to hit it hard.
Yeah.
Goes to show, a point is a point.
Very specific to mentioning even the amount of meters that they have to adjust during the timeout as Jolina De La Cruz tries to go for that attack. Mika Reyes had to adjust. Louis goes to Turing. Arado, underhand set to Bedonia. Tubu tries cross court now. Prado was there.
Good D.
Long rally here. Bedonia with a push. Too much for Dionela.
Yeah. PLDT's just doing a great job in.
Second libero here for PLDT. Viray with a good reception. Goes to De La Cruz. Down the line and good.
Down the line.
Well, finally, that's we heard that term from Coach Lodi, exclamation. That was an exclamation point. Want it fast. You want it fast because the blocking is really there for PLDT. You need quicker plays.
So let's see how her pace works out for the Farm Fresh Foxies as that push by De La Cruz doesn't go in. Bedonia cross court this time.
14.
Well, you mentioned pace. What about that hit by Bedonia?
Look at that cross as De La Cruz heads to the service line now for Farm Fresh. Good reception by Arado. Angge to Prado. Checked at the net. Alohi 1-2 play. Good read by Arado. Challenging the block was Prado. Push to the back.
Baron.
Talk about
Sees
IQ
the
coming
open
from
spot.
Majoy Baron.
Yeah, just so
17 to
smart.
10.
Just seeing that zone 1 had nobody manning that area. But, you can see the presence of...
In San Juan City. Risa Cruz serving.
Oh!
And she scores.
Riza finding her
12
rhythm
to
here
7.
in set. Lead us down to 5. Here in set number 2. Alcantara. D will push this to the other side. Alohi. To Viray. Ball is still up. Mika. And
Reyes
that
through
goes
the block.
in for Mika Reyes.
Whatever works.
18, serving
She'll
12.
score the point. Again, doesn't have to be a strong hit. She just tips it pretty much.
4 points now for Mika. 4 points also for Majoy Baron as Alohi chases this one. Viray had to adjust. Angge checks her blockers. Goes to Prado with a push. Turing to Viray. Free ball PLDT. Mika checked at the net. Alcantara runs the same play.
Oh, good
same
save.
result. Viray cross. Arado reading her like a book in that sequence. And
D
Kiana D
from the
ends
right.
the long rally for PLDT.
19, serving 12.
Boy, everything just looked really good in that rally.
For the Foxes.
Starting 6 they had in the match. Arado. Angge to
Look at
Mika.
that. Reyes. 21.
Perfect
to 15.
Turing
pass. Yeah.
serving.
He should be happy with the way his girls are actually playing here. Whoops! Oh, good save.
De La Cruz goes to Romero. Nice set to Tubu.
Tubu
Wastes no
over the
time.
block.
Getting
17 to
comfortable with
21.
that hit. Trisha Tubu really just looking for the holes there. Look at that.
Kiana targeting Jolina again. Tubu cross court. Good dig. Kiana D-ball pushes it to the other side. Cruz puts it up. Tubu swings and gets the
Tubu
point
off
for
the
Farm
block.
Fresh.
18 to 22.
Someone's in her groove right now. Trisha Tubu playing better here in set number 2.
Disha Bedonia
These service
serving.
errors really will haunt Farm Fresh after this match.
Romero adjusts. De La
De La
Cruz makes
Cruz
something out of
finds
that
the
one.
corner.
Yeah, we did say we're
Sheila
expecting
Caseo, serving for the set.
all these players actually to get playing time.
Romero back set to Cruz. Looks to extend the set. And they do.
Cruz says not
That's
yet.
what they call an efficient snap. Is there, she'll get more sets. We know that she can score the points.
And her 6 points here in the set.
Oh,
make that
Oh,
7 points
nice.
here in the set. 8 total in the match.
21 to 24.
From 5 attacks and 2 aces this time.
That's a perfect serve. Look at the way it dropped.
Lead is down to 3. Targeting Arado again. Mika Reyes, meanwhile, ends
the set
set quickly
for
for PLDT
24.
with a serve. And that is an ace.
Scores an ace.
Oh, she's doing it in all parts of the court so far in this match.
2 blocks, 1 ace, 5 attacks, and 8 points now for Jovi. Tubu with the push. Ball is still alive. Prado sets it over to Bedonia.
Well
And
read
that is
by
a block
Tony.
by Farm Fresh.
Yeah, you want to see more of
Wow.
that. Set of skills, and that blocking could be that.
Misreception there from Arado. We barely see that. Viray, Romero, De La Cruz, cross court. Binawi ni Arado. Good dig. Bedonia, cross court. Romero back set to Tubu. Prado has been everywhere for PLDT. And that, unfortunately, cannot be kept up by Farm Fresh. PLDT with a point.
Well, obviously Farm Fresh increased the power of their attacks, but for PLDT, it's like challenge accepted. And they've been digging.
Serve targeting Viray. Romero has to chase. Tubu challenging the block and off the hands of Baron in that sequence.
Okay, it should be Tubu's time.
Serving now. 3-2 in favor of the Foxies. Banjoy back set to Bedonia. Off the hands, and this time it's good for Bedonia.
3-all.
Yeah.
Serving.
And you don't want to prolong this. This is a very young squad for Farm Fresh.
That's right. Good serve there by Kiana D. Cruz from the middle.
Wow.
She's been hot for Farm Fresh. 9 points now in this match for PLDT.
Yeah, in terms of offense, but what about the defense of Prado and Arado?
That's right. Been a team effort here for the high-speed hitters as Romero goes to Tubu. Good up there by Alcantara. Prado to Cruz. Louis goes to Viray. Let's see if this can end the rally. Drop ball read well by Caitlin.
Good dig.
Long rally here. Prado down the line. Check. Arado with a good cover. And she will set this one up to Jovi again. Pushes it.
Oh, good save.
Good read. Viray has been spectacular in this defensive sequence. Mika had to adjust. Jolina was there. Caitlin. Check.
Oh.
Free ball. High-speed hitters. Alcantara. Mika. Highway kill.
Reyes slides to the right
I
and
like that.
scores.
Highway kill. Mika Reyes just
6-all.
prepared all the time, and she has been the recipient of a couple of good sets. Fresh has a new system in place with a new coach. You don't want to be testing them.
Yeah. You see here, Louis also changing where her services are coming from, but Mika Reyes already
We're tied at
scoring
7.
and getting the side out for PLDT in that sequence.
Now this has been a polished connection there. Alcantara, Mika Reyes.
Reyes.
Good reception by Janela. Romero goes to De La Cruz. Challenging the block of D. Alcantara goes to D this time. Cross court. Too much for Farm Fresh.
Yeah. Another great set there by Alcantara. Great execution, and Kiana D just putting it.
That's right.
PLDT.
9-11 is our score. Kiana D with a short serve. Romero, underhand back set to Tubu. Alcantara to Prado from the back row. Nice set from Louis. Nagawan pa ng paraan yun. Goes back to De La Cruz this time. Checked at the net, and that sails outside of the hands of Alcantara.
Janela also made the right decision because she was very near that ball.
Score is 10-11. Angge to Majoy. And that is good.
12, serving 10.
Well, they're milking the middles.
Jolina serving for Farm Fresh. Arado up. Alcantara goes to Baron. Good read by Dianela. From the back row, and good for Jolina.
Well, you like the reaction time of Jolina De La Cruz. She likes these ad-lib plays.
Take a look at the replay of the spike of the set. Brought to you by Dunkin. Good up. Alcantara to Prado. Checked at the net. Good cover by Arado. Bedonia.
Good dig.
Good dig. Viray this time joins the scoring from the Foxies.
Yeah, that's a smart hit by Viray. You see Alcantara or Baron, take your pick. Of course, you're going to challenge the smaller block to close.
That's right. Now it's a full front line for PLDT. Romero goes to Viray. Had to go over D and Reyes on that one. Free ball, Farm Fresh. Romero signals her play, goes to Turing.
Good save, though, but no call there on that set or miss set.
Another chance to run something. She goes to Turing, who pushes it and finds a way to score.
With a drop shot.
Poetic justice there for Farm Fresh.
Louis Romero serving for Farm Fresh.
Betonia goes to Alcantara and Prado with a good cross. Good read by Janela. Tubu, cross.
Cross-court shot.
And that is
Tubu.
in for Trisha Tubu.
17-14.
Well, Kiana D had to get out of the way. Trisha Tubu to lead Farm Fresh here.
Arado underhand set to Prado. Louis goes to Viray, who pushes it. Smart decision. Alcantara to Mika. Good read by Dianela. Tubu with a sharp push.
Tubu scores again.
And Coach Lodi
18,
jumping for in excitement.
Well, I think he's been waiting all game to get it. I think this is a good substitution for Coach Rald.
Goes to the middle to D, no go. Prado with the push. Off the hands of the blockers. Janela. Let's see if this crosses. Not
A
enough.
little too
For
short.
Bertolano.
Good effort, though,
15
for
to
Farm Fresh. Well, in terms of familiarity, Kim Fajardo, you did mention, knows these players so well, so that's not a problem.
One of the smartest setters
The hit
also
out.
to
Tubu.
ever play the game here in the Philippines.
19,
Yeah.
15.
Farm Fresh. Let's see if they can get to the finish line.
Kim. That's blocked by De La Cruz at the net.
Fajardo.
Good serve.
Denied.
Up until you get too careful.
That's right. So D here with a good serve. Romero back set to Tubu. Needs to push this. And then finds a way to score for
Tubu
Farm Fresh.
finds the spot.
Yeah,
20
continues
to
to
19.
play smart for the Foxies.
Substitution. Farm Fresh.
She's been
It was just really brilliantly done for Fajardo. Oh,
Nobody there.
PLDT going on a run right now.
21.
which, that's why you get a different coach. You want a different style and accept it. Wow.
Sana lang.
He was talking about shank passes.
Yeah. But you have to give credit to that serve by Bedonia. Really a tough serve. Look from the girls of Coach Rald.
Good serve from Bedonia. Tubu from the back row. Kim, is this the match? Kiseo is checked.
Not just
turned
yet. Not
Good
just
time
yet.
to 24.
Farm Fresh, a great block.
Everyone staring at the line. Kiana. Over on the other side, Jolina, Toring. And we're only in our 5th game day here in the PVL. Fajardo, Tumika, ball is still up. Kiseo this time.
Oh, still alive.
Still alive. Alohi 1-2. Good read by Majoy. Over reception. Good anticipation by PLDT. Kiseo with the push. Long rally here. Nobody giving up.
Good dig.
Fajardo to Kiseo. Third time. Still no goal for Kiseo.
Boy, that is the best
Sarah
rally of the
denied
match so
once
far.
more.
The excitement is there.
Substitution.
Baron was
PLDT
actually
to
there, but
out,
it was just too quick for her.
Back in.
25 all.
Serving for Farm Fresh.
Micah. Targeting Arado. Fajardo to Mika. Checked at the net. Alohi. 1-2 play.
Eddie, 1-2
That's
play.
why she's there, to maximize her height at the net to take advantage of that.
Take a look at it. With 2 blocks.
And it's their first set point.
We'll see more of that as we go on. And Mika Reyes
by
says not
Reyes.
yet. And at this point,
Fajardo.
one of the best servers in the league at the line.
Great serve.
Misreception by De La Cruz. Viray checked at the net. And that is a point for
Yes.
PLDT.
End